All right, we are recording and let's get this party started. Welcome everybody to the this week's episode of the Party Middle Bosses live roundtable discussion. And today we are talking about foam parties, specifically foam party marketing. I don't know if you guys saw me having a little too much fun last week with my first week of foam, but I learned a lot. I tasted what foam tastes like because my kids were acting crazy. So I'm like, you can eat this. Stop acting like you're gonna die. And interestingly, it doesn't taste like anything, honestly. I was about to put it in my eyes to show them that it's fine too, but I'm guessing it's like some baby shampoo stuff. But anyways, yeah, I learned a lot from doing foam first time. First lesson I learned is you can't wear socks when you set up a foam party. You might as well be at a water slide. Super wet. Looks just like bubbles, but freaking got all my socks wet and stuff. So lesson learned. Wear my Crocs. But really, what I'm if you guys remember back at IAPA, I got my first foam machine from Carlos here, OFX. And I've been super excited, but it's been sitting there. And now that it's finally warm enough here in Chicago, I'm excited to get it out more. We've been doing some Google ads, been doing some Facebook ads, but I'd love to hear from you guys. This discussion purpose is to learn how do you guys market your foam parties? I'm hoping we have some people who are experienced here who've had some success and looking forward for us all kind of coming together, sharing some of our ideas and what's worked. Not really ideas. We all have ideas. Ideas are not not as valuable as actual proven strategies. So this is an open discussion. It's not about which foam machine is best or how to set it up or all that. We really want to talk about how to make money with foam parties. What's worked. So with that, I'll open it up to you guys. I'm for once going to be listening more than I'm talking because I don't have much experience with this. So I'm looking forward to learning. Feel free to unmute yourselves, jump in here, and share what's worked for you guys. Just introduce yourself and get going. Who wants to go first?
So I'm Sean. We do it as an alternative to water slides, like at schools and stuff. Some of them don't want water slides and stuff, and so we use that as an alternative there.
So I'm curious, what do you do to market to those schools? Are those people you've already been in contact with and doing work business with?
Yes.
Or okay. So something that worked for me really well as far as getting into schools is postcards. Um, I'll give a lot of credit to Christopher Weed because that's where I learned a lot of this stuff from. But postcards, you send postcards in December, January, and I got a lot of calls from schools. You can Tyreek has videos of how you can get those school directories, and I use those same directories, send postcards out to those schools, and I got calls nonstop. Not all of them wanted to do business with me. Some of them thought I was too expensive, and that's fine. I'm not looking for those that want to do dirt cheap. I'm looking for those that want to pay me. And so postcards has given me the most business out of foam parties this year so far.
That is super interesting. So well, we talk about sending out the letters to the school so that we can get the business for the bounce house side. And you're basically using that same strategy, but instead of sending a letter, you're sending a postcard. That's I've heard in the foam daddy groups and stuff you guys talk about postcards. What makes this postcard strategy work? Is it just any postcard? Is there some science to it? What do you put on the postcard?
So with any marketing, you want it to look really good. So professional photos, professionally done, not AI nonsense that looks like crap. You want it to look good. So get a designer to design it and make it look good. Put your website on there, put your phone number on there, and just really basic. This is what we do. Show it with a picture. Foam parties. Here's my phone number. Here's my website, and then you get calls. But I spent $1,000 setting up postcards because most mailers that you use have a minimum quantity you have to send. So I sent out that minimum quantity because there's really not that many schools in Utah in comparison to other states. But I just sent out to every single school. I didn't really filter them out to my area. For foam parties, I'm willing to travel further than I am with bounce houses because there's less involved, less bulk of equipment you have to take. So I'm willing to travel all over the state of Utah to do foam parties, but obviously they're going to pay my distance fees. But with that, I spent, like I said, I spent $1,000 and I made 5,000 in foam parties alone.
When you
Good.
s- are you? I'm sorry, let's jump in. Are you using like a service to send out the postcards, or are you doing it manually?
I use a service. So like I design the post, I have the postcard designed and then I just keep the file and then I upload it to a service and then I
Okay.
give them my mailing list and then they send it all out for me. It's
Nine.
really super easy. There's lots of different services. Vistaprint will do it for you.
That was my next question. So Vistaprint, that's what you used?
To
Yeah,
design
I
the
used
postcards or
Vistaprint
send
and
them
there's
out?
one other I used.
I'm sorry, say that again. You guys, two people, I think we're talking at once.
Did you use that? Did you use Vistaprint to send out the postcards, or did you just use them to design the postcards?
Both.
Both. Okay.
I didn't know
Vistaprint
they
will
do
do
both.
both for you. But there's several others out there. You can shop around, find the best price, find the best service.
Who
That
put
is
Vistaprint's
together the
about the
mailing
only
list
one.
for you?
I want to just touch on one last thing. So, you said so you send the postcards and you don't put like pricing or anything on there or any text. You just put pictures of kids having fun. You say, hey, here's who we are.
Pictures, yeah, pictures, text that, I mean, your logo on there, obviously, and then put foam parties. And you're saying specifically foam parties. From what I've gathered, so this year I actually separated my bounce house business from the foam party business, and they're two separate brands.
Really?
And that's what my background is my foam party business. And so, uh, the theory is, and I'm testing that theory out this year, is that you'll make more money if you make it its own thing versus having it with your bounce house rental business. And so I'm testing that out and see if that works. So far, it's been going pretty good. I get more calls. I'm getting higher quality customers for foam, and it's easier because inflatable office isn't really set up for foam parties because foam parties are like per the hour, and it makes it really hard without having a conversation with the customer to say, hey, how many people are you going to have there? How much, essentially gauging how much foam you're going to need and for how long.
And it is
So,
an experience, not a rental.
right. And so the way because there are others out there who rent the equipment out and just leave it for the customer to do. And from the last webinar I attended with Tyreek, that's what he prefers to do, is just drop it off and let them do it. And that's fine. For me, I would rather give them the whole experience of I bring the music, I bring the foam cannon, I operate it, I make it super easy and no hassle for them, and then take care of all of that stuff. And so that's kind of my strategy with it. I might change my tune in a year or two when this really gets off the ground. But as far as marketing, since that's the subject we're on, is most of my business has been from school field days. So I did probably about 6 field days and made a good chunk of money off of that $1,000 I spent on postcards. So
6 field days, dude. That's definitely an accomplishment, man. Congratulations. Awesome work. Anybody else have success before we move on from postcards? Anybody else have success with postcards that wants to add on to what Taylor did?
Yeah, so pretty much all of my phone bookings come from corporate events, schools, daycare, stuff like that. Like I rarely book backyard parties. It's still something new to my area, and people think we're expensive, and we're definitely lower than the national average. Um, so that's just something like I've got more experience dealing with the corporate side, and that's from postcards as well. I can share my screen real quick. Maybe you're gonna have to approve it, I
Oh
think.
yeah, let me do that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
Every
so
time I see your business name, Dylan, I'm like, that is such an interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not. It's just it's sticking in my head. I know your business name of all the Event Hawk clients. Today I was giving you access to that the tents course. And I
yeah.
was like, Rowdy Goose. Like who? How could you forget that name? So well done, man. Well done.
So here's our. Can y'all see it?
No, we cannot. I'll try to
What?
share again. Hang on. All right, try to share. Anybody else? Can somebody see the screen? Or is it just me?
No,
Try to
I
share.
can't see it.
Yeah, me neither. Go ahead, share.
Um. All right.
You
there
mind
it
if we take a picture of your flyer when it comes up?
is. Yeah, that's fine. Just
Give us
yeah,
ideas.
yeah,
Just don't print his name on yours.
yeah.
All right, there you go.
Okay, so here's
Okay,
the
cool.
back of, or this is where I do on my own. So I get labels printed for the senders or the receiver's address. Another thing I do is I find out who's over like each department, and I personally like I address these to the right person. So that's one thing I think that does help with our success. But that's the back of it, so you can see where you put your stamp. I've got a sticker for our return address and all that. And like I said, I got a spreadsheet where I just print the sticker out, slap it on there, and send them out. So
That
that's
QR
the.
that QR code right there, that's where you put your sticker, or
Oh, you're looking at the front?
I'm looking
Okay.
at the
Yeah. All right. I was looking at. I thought it was showing the.
I see book your
Back
foam
end.
party. One cannon covers 30 by 30.
Okay. Yeah. So on that, that's the front of it, and that's the shiny side of the postcard. And then let's see if I can share the other one. It is not. Okay. Yeah. Share right here. Okay.
Oh, there
Can
you
you
go. Oh,
see that?
okay. Look, a glow foam party. Okay, very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I put the return address. Obviously, like I said, it's all labels, and then I slap a stamp on it and I send it out myself. Because I also don't send out like the 5x9s or whatever. I send out the bigger ones. Um,
Oh, okay, that's a good point. But what size do you do, Dylan?
um, what's the one up from like the 5x9 or whatever? Or maybe it is 5x9.
What do
Hang
you
on.
use, Taylor?
Mine were just 5x9s because I
5x9.
went a little cheap this year because I was just teeing off with it. But
Is this your first year doing foam, Taylor?
no, we ran foam underneath Rogue Rose Party Rentals, which is the bounce house business.
Got it. Okay, so this year.
But it didn't book very often. So that's why this year I launched a different. I did a lot of different networking with city officials to get more business in cities, and then stuff happened, and I don't have those cities this year. But that said, you get in front of Parks and Rec guys. That's how you get cities. But
Yep.
yeah. So this is last year. Foam parties outperformed any single one of my units. So by $1,000. So I thought, well, okay, let's make it its own brand and see how much better I can do.
All right.
So we were in the same situation last year. We run inflatable office. We had a couple of bookings for foam. Then this year we went and rebranded under our own brand for foam. So I've got a microsite for it's called the Foamtastic Goose. And then we have it also offered through our inflatable office. So that way we're the only ones in the area that do it. So when you do get a competitor that comes in, I'm taking up 2 out of 3 spots on Google already.
So are you guys both
Nice.
your website? Are you using like an Event Hawk microsite, or you got a whole new domain?
I'm using Service Connector Pro.
So it's a different booking software than you said. It's the same as IO.
No, so it's different than IO. But it's Service Connector Pro is the name of the software I use for it.
Okay, gotcha. So
I just
that's like
have
that's like the booking software side. Is it hard managing 2 booking softwares? Sounds like
uh no, not really.
no. Okay.
Inflatable office doesn't really jive well with foam parties unless they figure out a way to do it because they're all about foam parties. There's more education to it. And so it's very soft. Like one of the first things I learned from Event Hawk was don't put book now all over your website, where you need to have it to be a little bit softer. And hey, here's what it is. Here's what the foam is. It's non-toxic, hypoallergenic, all that stuff. And then videos of showing what it is. So it's more educational. You have to show people what it is because it's still a new concept, despite it us in the party rental business knowing it existed for a long time.
Hey guys, that brings me to a question, if I can. I've never seen one, a phone party. So I'm trying to grasp my head around, okay, there's foam music. how long does a foam party actually last? If you're not renting, you know, a bouncy house with it or something.
We start at an hour.
Okay.
And depending on the site, like festivals and stuff, you're fine to do like 5+ hours. But generally, I try to stick to a 2 hour max. Especially for like backyard parties. Now, schools and stuff are a little different, but kids start losing interest. Like, and it's not just because I mean they do in anything. At 2-3 hours, their attention span is terrible. So
Yeah.
we try to stick to about 2 hours for a backyard party.
Okay. So
And
it's just basically you're out there for 2 hours, pack it
Yep.
up, move on to the next thing. And do you
right.
do you offer your bounce houses with them, or that's just
I offer packages with it, so I'll give them small discounts with it, but in the end I'm still making money. So like what Goose does, I have it on my bounce house website, but I usually have them, they're talking to the same person whether they go with Bubble Rave or with the bounce house website. So it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, we do offer packages, and honestly 2 hours is the max. I honestly wouldn't, I try to push customers more towards 45 minutes to an hour for a backyard party, just because there's a lot of headaches involved with it. But the main reason is kids just get bored after a minute. They love the foam while you got it, but you want to keep that savory for them.
yeah, I'm in an area where we've never seen it. I've never seen it, at least. I mean, bounce houses are, you know, everywhere over here. But
Yeah.
I don't see foam parties, so I'm, you know, really intrigued on you know, maybe offering something different in my area. So
So the only challenge you'll face with that is that you get to build the market.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
And you're
that's
gonna
going to be your
spend,
biggest challenge. You're gonna spend a lot of money building that market,
yeah,
Gotcha.
but you'll own it as well.
Gotcha.
marketing is our biggest expense, and it's way more than I feel like I should be spending, but I have to because nobody else offers it.
I can't hear you.
There's some background noise
Hey,
somewhere.
we got background noise with
He
someone.
said the handoff is complete. His job is done. Okay, so let's text
Oh,
him
that's
back.
DJ
Find
V.
out what-
Is it me? Oh, sorry.
Got the TV on too loud. It's got the soap
But
operas.
that, I just said that if you're the only ones in your market doing it, you're going to spend a lot of money getting it to the consumer. You got to teach them about it, and that costs money, unfortunately.
So we've been doing it 5 or 6 years, and we had somebody move into the area and slaughter the prices. I mean, we were doing 300 an hour, and they're down to 150 an hour.
They're not gonna. That's not sustainable.
There's no way
And
they're gonna keep. No way they're gonna keep in business doing that.
oh, there's books solid for 3 months.
They're booked
not
solid,
making
but it
it.
doesn't mean they're gonna make money.
They
Hold
can
on,
be
hold on.
booked solid, but they're losing money every time they go out, man. $150, that's ridiculous.
You've
For
got
an hour,
2 hours of
they're making
payroll
money.
minimum.
Hold on, guys. You said how long you been doing this? SA drone?
So I'm Sean. I don't know why it's showing up as my internet handle.
It's okay.
But yeah, we've been doing about 6 years, ever since I've gotten one.
Okay.
And we do a lot of the schools because we ended up coming across this, like I said earlier, for the schools because they didn't want water stuff at some of the schools.
Yeah. So let's try to, you know, we could talk about foam, but I want to focus on marketing because I really want to deliver what we promised you guys. So talk to us. You've been doing this 5 or 6 years. What's been your best marketing method?
Man, it's expensive. Just advertise out the wazoo. Just go to the schools, talk to them. A lot of Facebook ads where you're just hitting all the different groups, billboards. I mean, I've spent a ton just trying to market this stuff.
Billboards.
So I'm
Yeah,
curious.
so we have.
I'm curious what your return is on billboards because I've considered that in my area as well. But I'm curious, like, how was that just kind of a group effort with all the different mediums you were using, or did you actually see a decent return from billboards?
So there's actually a thing called out here called the DESK program. It's donate kids educational supplies, and the Lamar group out here actually donated billboard advertisement for 4 months on their
Oh, cool.
digital billboards. And there's like a dozen of them around town. So it would flash for a minute, and it would every week would move to a different one. And we didn't see much of it at first. And then I also own a rage room here in town. It hung on the busy intersection in the middle of the town on my billboard for 2.5 days. And we saw an increase then, but not regular, just on regular billboard advertisement. Doing the digital ones, we didn't see hardly anything. But when it did hung on my rage room one, we noticed an uptick in the rage room when we did that
Okay.
one quite a bit. But would I purchase it again? Yes, through the auction I would, but just going out regularly, no, I wouldn't. Because I ended
Okay.
up with that whole billboard digital thing for the 3.5 or 4 months, whatever it was, for like $200.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean,
I'd have done.
I'm willing to throw a couple $100 at something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good, better, ugly.
Right.
I'll know something.
So billboards are really more of a brand recognition type of marketing um, than somebody just going to your website and booking.
Right. So that's you building the brand kind of marketing, not necessarily getting bookings.
Yeah.
So let me ask you
Okay.
a question. With inflatables, for the most part, most of us have our prices on our website. For foam, do you guys have the prices on your website, or do you have a form that they have to fill out to get a price?
I have
Uh,
my pricing,
I have my pricing. It's on Event Hawk.
Okay,
but
and the pricing, do you have per hour, per event? How you-
Yes, it's the first hour is so much. Then every hour after that, it goes down just because I'm already sitting there. So what's another 45 minutes or an hour? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody said
I
they have the pricing
my
on Event Hawk.
prices.
What do they mean by that?
Say that again, Ray?
Somebody said that they had their pricing on Event Hawk. What do they mean by that?
So that was me. So like your inflatables, you know how you got your pricing on Event Hawk. You do the first so many hours or whatever it is. Ours is
I
like a
didn't know
4
anything
hour.
about that. I didn't know that there was a pricing place where you could put pricing of stuff on Event Hawk. I just do it for I.
It's like the same thing as like inflatable office kind of thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, thanks. I'll
Yeah.
have to figure that out, I guess.
Hey,
'Cause then people-
I'm just curious. I don't really want to go back to the whole pricing debate, but I do want to know how much of your price is marketing contributing to, like, because I've heard several people talk about what it costs to actually run these things. How much of that cost is going back into marketing?
They general advice is 30%, but
30%? Who gave you that advice? Sheesh.
your guy actually. Just kidding.
Oh, snap. I know some people say like 10% of a bit in general business is like
Right.
10% supposed to be marketing. 30% seems
Yeah, about 10% of is what it should be, but it depends on your market, right? If you're in a market that already has foam parties, then the other guy's already spent all the money to educate the people. But if you're starting off the market and there's nothing in your market for this kind of thing, then you're probably going to be spending more just to educate people with. And so it kind of depends on your market.
That's a really good point. That's a really, really good point.
Yeah, I'm in a market.
I like how you put that. You are building the market, but like Sean just said, doesn't mean you own it, because somebody else, after you do all the work and spend all the money, somebody will just come take it and they don't care. I know Carlos is saying it's not sustainable, but hey, I'm sitting in my garage. I don't have rent. I probably don't have insurance. I don't have anything. I can make $150 an hour. I make $20 an hour in my job. I'll take $150 an hour all day. To them, they don't care. And the customers, unfortunately, don't always see the difference. I know we want to believe that, oh, the guy that charges more, but the customer doesn't always see that. So realistically, it is a, you do have to know if you're coming to a new market or an existing market. In Chicago, we really don't have much of a market. So we are having to create that market, and we're testing different ways.
Yeah, but it's also a numbers game. I mean, the guy that's charging $150 an hour, what type of clients is he getting? So the more clients you get like that, the bigger the risk that something horrible is going to happen. And, at least you're going to get headaches every time you go out. That's the very minimum. So, I mean, the guys that charge the least get the crappiest customers because they don't care, like what you said, they don't care. They don't want quality, they don't want safety, they just want to save a buck. And they're going to be the first ones that are going to complain. They're going to be the first ones that are going to want something for nothing. They're going to give you bad reviews. And then at the end of the day, you know, you're going to see that, whoa, I'm making this money. Yeah. But is it worth it? Because now I have like 5 bad reviews. And now even if I put my price at nothing, you know, nobody's want to get it. Or, you know, they damage your equipment because, you know, kids will run into it. It's just, you know, that's something I would never get into. So if they want to charge that low, you know, let them, but it's not sustainable at all.
Something to add to that, Carlos, is with that, if you're going to build the market, you better damn well make sure your brand is the best. That's something I've learned recent last couple of months from other foam party doers. Is make sure your brand is the best in the area. Make sure you're above and beyond, because people will start to recognize that brand and they'll gladly pay you more because they recognize that you're a good brand. Think of power tools, for instance. People will go out and buy Milwaukee, even though you could go buy Ryobi that'll do the same job, but Milwaukee gets more because they have an excellent brand. Yeah. And so it's the same thing with foam parties or even bounce houses. Have an excellent brand, have an excellent reputation, and people will pay you more. Even if the guy that comes in later undercuts your price, you're still going to get higher quality clients. You're going to get the higher paydays. So just above all in marketing is protect your brand, baby that sucker, because if you don't, then I guess you're going to either start over or you're not going to be in the business for very long.
Yep, that's true. And let me just say something like really quick before, you know, we keep on with the discussion. I just want to give you guys a tip that I never hear, or, you know, I never knew before I did it. And I like to tell people about it because it's the best form of advertising that you can get, and it's free. You know, try to get on TV. Try to get on your local news station. Try to, you know, National Foam Day just passed by. You know, did you send out an email to you know, a radio station or a TV station, you know, pitching them something interesting? You know, these people are always looking for newsworthy stories, something that's entertaining, something that's cool, something that, you know, you're doing their job for them. So if you craft an email to them, basically explaining to them everything that is going to happen during the shoot and how cool that story is going to be, they're going to actually thank you for it. And you're going to be in front of millions of people in your area for free. And
that's awesome. Thank you.
That was literally 2 days ago, National Foam Day. What the heck, Carlos?
Yeah. You know,
man.
And anybody that
we moved that by like 2 weeks. Sheesh. Anybody that goes on TV immediately gets, you know, like seen as an expert, even if you're not. You know, like you have these chefs that are on TV. Many of them don't cook as much as or as good as other people do, but you know, they're on TV, so they're celebrity chefs now and things like that. It's the same concept. People are going to see you, they're going to recognize you, they're going to want to do the same thing, or they want to be, you know, in the presence, believe me or not, they want to be in the presence of the guy that showed up on TV. It's stupid, but it's psychology. That's how people, you know, think. So they want to do business with your company because, oh, damn, you were on TV. You must be really good. And guess what that cost you? Nothing. So if after that you throw some social media out there, you throw some Google ads, you throw some Facebook ads at it, all of a sudden, you know, they're going to start coming to your website. You have your Google My Business on point. You're going to be number 1, number 2, number 3 on Google all the time. And that's where you're going to be getting your things. So I just wanted to throw it out there because that's like, you know, my marketing little gem for you guys.
I want to ask you guys a question
to Taylor. Oh, go ahead.
Do you all have a set marketing budget every month, or are you just going week to week or as things are flowing? This Bippy's World in Houston.
It depends. I have a set marketing budget, but you know, At the very beginning, I didn't. At the very beginning, I was just going like with the flow, maybe throwing $100 here, 200 there. If I see that this post is going good, I'll throw some more money at it and, let it slide. But now I'm at a point where I know, that coming into season, if I start spending a little more towards March, April, boost it up in May, I know that I'm going to get all the camps, all the end of year school events and all that stuff. I know I'm getting them all. So, I have a set budget like on a month per month basis.
Thank you.
Hey,
Okay,
Carlos.
so quick question
Go
to
ahead.
Taylor or Dylan. How many package do you have for your foam party? I mean like glove, standard or gender reveal type thing. How many package you have? I think you
Uh,
are mute, Dylan.
So I try to stay away from the color. We offer glow in the dark. We will do a colored party, but I just kind of don't. I would rather not deal with it. But we offer 4 packages. We have the basic foam party. We have the basic glow in the dark foam party. Then we have our 2 heroic packages where we do invitations, um, event tickets, all kind of stuff like that. The birthday kid gets a gift. And then on the glow in the dark, we throw in like some glow in the dark necklaces, bracelets, and stuff like that.
I keep it pretty simple, only the 4 packages as well. I'm probably learning more from Goose than anyone else has learned from me today, but I just have a basic 45, 1 hour, and 2 hour packages. They can add color if they want, and we offer glow as well. I offer to bring, but like it's all just part of the conversation when I actually talk to the customers. Like, you have water and power available? If not, I can provide it. It just costs more, kind of thing. So, and
Providing
all that's on the
water?
website. But when you look on the website, yeah, it's, for bigger community events is really what it's for, as far as providing water. Sometimes I run into a backyard party that needs it, but it's not very often. And if it's a backyard party, I usually lower the price significantly. But I got big 200-gallon tanks that I haul off for certain city events and public events just because they want me set up in a location that doesn't have access to water. And so, but anyway, yeah, that's just part of the conversation. But yeah, to answer your question, I have those 3 basic packages. Typical sales psychology is people like things in threes. You have a top tier, middle tier, and a bottom tier, and most of the time people will pick the middle tier.
Good, better, best. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Hey, quick
thank you.
question, guys. The foam guys. Me that I'm just getting into the business. Foam is intriguing me really. What does the unit cost? The equipment, roundabout figure to get started.
So we went ahead and spent the money on the biggest cannon or the HD Pro Stacker for Foam Daddy. We're actually authorized member, whatever.
Dealer?
Reseller?
Yeah,
Reseller.
whatever. Yeah, we're that too for them. So now I kind of get some discounts, but originally I think I paid around $3,200. Does that sound right, Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
they've got some deals going right now that you can get it for less, but
Yeah. But yeah,
What?
so just a stacker alone and I think 5 gallons of gel came with the sump. I went ahead and paid for the speed control switch. So I was like 34, 35 probably. And then that's not including all the branding from DRC. That was another 22, I think.
that's something you really shouldn't skimp on, is the branding side of
Yeah,
things.
that your brand is the thing that's going to push the most of your sales. The more professional you look, more people are going to trust you. We originally were under just Rowdy Goose Foam last year. We had it, like I said earlier, in our IO. But this year we rebranded. My cannon wrap and my barricades look so much better. But yeah, your branding's super important. So
We went with
If you
the drop and go option. I stayed away, for those of you guys who've been following me. I always said I would never do foam because I don't want to stay with it. We're the scalable company. I don't want to work in my business. I want to pursue other things. I want to make it so the business, like we've gotten rid of photo booths for that reason, movie screens. We've done all that and got rid of it. So we actually went with that's why I met Carlos at IAPA, and they have an option where you can just drop it off and go. And obviously it's not the same experience as the Foam Daddy version where you have the barricades and the tent. That stuff looks really cool. I know they have a bigger version, but we spent, what was it, Carlos? Like $1,200?
Yeah, they're $1,400.
Yeah.
They're 17 pounds, but you can actually use them as backyard foam cannons as well. That's what I do. I have 3 of those that I do. I branded it, with my colors, with my company. I have the barriers as well. And for backyard parties, it's fantastic. And for $1,400, it produces foam like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, you can use that. We have bigger cannons as well, but I just want to say that, yeah, Dylan and Taylor are hitting it on the nail. The branding is super, super important. I mean, I do like Taylor does. I bring the water, but the difference is I bring the water to every event. I have a customized van, which I call the zombie truck because my company's called Zombie Ice. So inside I have a 160-gallon, water tank that gets the water over to my Foamtastic, the small machine, and that goes up via the Venturi system and comes out. I have an LED screen, so like the same screens that you see outside on the billboards. So I make videos of the kids before the event. The parents send me pictures, I make a video. So while they're having their foam party, they see their video up there and blah, blah, blah. Huge speakers, so I play the music. I even incorporated now with a company down here in Florida that they make like water cannons. It's like a water cannon that you hook up to a hose, and it's really nicely built. It's small. So I used to spray them down with a hose, but now I use that. And the kids are going nuts about it. And I'm getting another $200 added to the experience. So the most important thing is like branding. Even if you're dropping and go, you can still get a cover for the Foamtastic and put your company there. If you want, you can make a little barrier and put it around the thing and show your company name and stuff. You always have to make sure that you're on point, that you're showing, how professional you are. And that's something that's going to set you apart from everybody else, doing it. So.
You guys got my mind blowing up over here because I'm advertising an inflatable nightclub, and can this be used in a confined area?
What do you mean
Actually,
confined?
Like in a tent, inflatable tent.
So you got to think in terms of, depends on like who you're using for your foam solution. If you use Foam Daddy, you're gonna use a lot of water. So in those inflatable nightclub things, I mean, it's not a bad idea. I would just keep the foam to a minimum, just because you're going through 40 gallons of water in 20 minutes.
About 110 to 120 an hour is how many gallons of water you'll go through.
Yeah, in any machine. I mean, the small one that we have goes through 75 to 80 gallons of water, an hour. So, and the big ones are, the same thing. They go through 110, 120 gallons. So water is always going to be on your mind when you're thinking about that.
Yeah, I had somebody at school this year ask us to come do it on their gym floor, and I was like, absolutely not.
Oh no.
But kind of backing off of something Carlos said, if you're doing the drop-off method and you're doing full service, I recommend on the drop-off method, you do not leave like branded barricades or anything like that, because one thing you don't want is somebody to go by somebody that doesn't really know how to put on a foam party and see your brand plastered all over it when it's not even you that's actually doing it.
That's a good point.
So
that
maybe for like backyard drop offs, you keep it under your bounce house site for that. But then for like the big community events where you want to look really professional, you have a separate brand that portrays that. Just as a
or
thought, you do what you want, but just as a thought.
Right.
or you can even get the black ones off of Amazon. That's what I use for our snow because under the Foamtastic Goose, we also do snow during the winter, and then we do bubbles as well. But for the snow, that's going to be high-end Christmas events, so they don't want to see foam company or all kind of branding everywhere. So we stick to all black barricades, more professional look, all black extension cords, and stuff like that.
You say you get that one off of Amazon for the snow?
Yes, ma'am. The black barricades, those come off of Amazon.
Yeah. They come in black and then the yellow caution ones. So just get the black ones. And
So let me just ask here, who here it makes does foam full time, I guess like over 6 figures in just foam alone? Carlos. All right. Anybody else?
I wish.
You wish. Okay,
I
so
wish I
Carlos,
was there. I'm
you're
shooting for
getting,
it.
I mean, you're gonna get there, Dylan. Believe me, what I'm hearing from you right now, you got your stuff together, so you'll get there.
there you go.
Thank you.
Same thing. So
Carlos, you're in Florida, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how long have you been doing the foam?
6 years.
6 years. Okay, so 6
Yeah.
years, and you don't have bounce houses. That's kind of been your main thing is the foam. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess now you have your branding out there. When you started, are you in a market where when you started foam, it was already well known, or you had to build that market?
No, I started with a friend of mine, and he had seen it from somewhere. So we built a machine because we were cheap. So we didn't want to spend, the money, and we saw that we could build it and whatever. So it started going really good. And that's when I met the people with OFX and stuff like that. And I've always believed in branding, even before anything. I used to do experiential marketing for Cirque du Soleil. So that's where I learned all my stuff, basically. I traveled with my van, with the zombie truck, through the United States and Canada promoting their shows. That's when I put the snow machine on top. That's when I put the screen. That's how I learned how important, for people to have an experience is rather than just purchase something. So I'm very high on that. And that's, when we started foam, I wanted the same thing. So I wanted people to understand, to see what the difference was. I didn't believe in just getting there and shooting foam and, that's it. And so I've always looked for new stuff. I bring like noodles sometimes. I work with very high-end clients over here, and I hire people sometimes to come and entertain the kids in the foam. So if there's going to be a theme of the party, they get there dressed as the theme character and they're in the foam playing with the kids and things like that. So, I mean, the more stuff that you can do to make a difference between you and your competition, that's what I do. I go over the top, and there's people that will pay for that. So, yeah, that's how you get there.
Man, this is where whenever I talk to people who are just starting out, they're like, Tariq, there's already a big guy in my area, and how am I going to compete with him? I'll never be able to compete with somebody like Carlos or you, Taylor, or Dylan, because I'm the guy that's not going to do all that. Honestly, like I want to drop and go, and that's okay. And I'll never be able to compete with your level of service or your level of that experience. That's just not what I want for myself. And so I think that's so cool because it's honestly, I'm listening to Carlos. I'm just throwing in the towel. Like I don't even want to compete with this guy. He's delivering such experience. No, I think that's really cool for the bigger guys. Like I'm not even that big, but I mean, for the guys that are just they want to be a scalable a commodity business, which is, I mean, that's why we got into inflatables. We want to drop and go. We just can't compete with that. So just a reminder that if you're starting out, like this is so cool that Carlos was able to build his whole brand there. That's really awesome. I guess so. Was your marketing mainly like wrapping your truck and driving around? Like, how did you start to market? Was it word of mouth? How are you doing?
Facebook.
How are you guys doing word of mouth? Like, you guys have QR codes there at the parties, or do you guys get a lot of return referrals?
Yeah, everybody. But Facebook is how I started, just posting and then promoting or what's it called? Boosting the
Boosting.
posts and things like that. And I saw a lot of people coming in and I always try to post like cool pictures and things like that, and videos. My thing is video. So then I hit it big basically during the pandemic. That's when, it went big
Yeah.
for me. And I just kept on using, what works. Facebook landed me on the newspaper, then it landed me on TV, and TV had landed me on various channels of other channels of TV and stuff like that. And through that, I got involved with celebrities that their agents saw me on TV, and now I do like
That's
very
great.
people that I can't even talk about, that I have to sign paperwork that
Did he?
no. That I can tell you up front. No, I did not ever do that.
Baby oil in the foam machine.
He will never.
Let me find out. You'll be in one of those freak offs there.
No.
You see Carlos in the background in one of those videos.
No.
That's too good. Okay, so let's talk about something we didn't really talk about much is social media. For those of you guys who have been successful, how important is it to post on social media? I feel like a dinosaur, man. My kids tell me Facebook is for old people. Are you guys posting on like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook? What are you guys doing? And are you guys posting frequently, or how frequently are you guys posting, and how important is that?
Statistically speaking, Facebook and Instagram are still one of the most searched websites, social media platforms. And so we might be dinosaurs, but that's where the people who spend money are.
There you go. All right.
We're not chasing the kids, we're chasing the parents' pockets.
Bingo. That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
Very true. Love it. Carlos, are you posting often on your?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to. I mean, if anything, just to show, I have like different strategies. I've told you, what I do and things like that. It's not as simple as just posting, but when I do post, it's something to just show fun. So people are having fun. I'm not really selling you anything on social media, like on my generic or natural social media. I just show you fun so that when you get there via other things that I have out there, then you'll see like, oh, shoot, this looks really cool. And I sometimes don't even put a caption. I just put like hashtags or whatever. But the pictures and the videos are so cool that that's going to basically seal the deal for you to contact me or book or stuff. And I'm using IO Taylor now as well with them, and I'm trying to work with them to make IO a more foam friendly
That would
booking
be
site.
incredible because that would save me so much headache in finding a CRM for foam.
Yeah, I'm working with them. Tim has been really cool about it, and it's still not as easy as it was before with me, but yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. So who knows? It'll come out soon. We'll see. But yeah, that's what I do with social media. Great.
And I think I wonder how important. I know it's it's important to be active, but I think if I was between Dylan and Taylor, and Dylan has a video from 2 years ago and Taylor's is from last week, I'm gonna be like, oh, this company's active, and it doesn't take much just to go like that's what we've been doing. Like we have our guys actually post. We give them access to our Facebook, and on every job we try to get them to, or we're trying to something new that we're trying to get them to just post something just to be active. So I think for foam, that would definitely be something that would set you apart. Well, this has been really great. I mean, a lot of great ideas. We talked about postcards, billboards, which I didn't expect. The posting. We talked about TV. Interestingly, not much talk about digital marketing, and I think a lot of that is because a lot of these markets are new. It's something that we've been kind of testing with. So we're hoping to crack that code this year. I mean, I'm not here. I got mine pulled up here. I'm not unhappy with what we've done so far, but I spent like with Carlos, we got the IAPA deal, and we got like 2 machines for like 2,400 bucks. And so far we pretty much, made our money back. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orders, and we're really not, we do use inflatable office. So we're in a market that's not really, like the market is not established. So we're kind of there. It's our first year. But the fact that for me, if it paid for itself by June, I'm happy. I'm not complaining. So
I got a question for Dylan, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Dylan, how does your conversation go with your customers when you actually get them on the phone? And what does that look like? Because that's the part I've been struggling with. I'll get calls and then they kind of get turned off because I'm putting it on myself I'm not presenting it very well when I'm talking on the phone. So I'm wondering how your conversation goes and what that sounds like.
So I try to let my website tell most of the story. So I don't know. There's somebody that was from the Foam Daddy group that went out of business, I guess last year, and they sent out an email with a video of like what is a foam party. So I don't know if you have that. If you don't, I can send it to you. I don't know if I have the original anymore though. So that is plastered right basically at the beginning of my website. So
Right.
they watch the video and it explains exactly what it is. So by the time
I need a better video.
Maybe. And then once I actually get them on the phone, I've already got their general information. So I ask them, do you want a list of our add-ons? And then I just kind of fill them out and see if they have a budget, how long they were thinking, if they saw our pricing, and then I ask them if they watched the video, and then we kind of just go from there. So I really just try to fill the customer out. And honestly, when you get a customer on the phone, you can tell if they're just kind of inquiring or if they're ready to book. So
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you're using email, like when they get a quote, you're sending an email with a video.
Well, yes, I am, but also it's like I said, it's plastered right on my site too.
Okay.
So yeah, I send that to them, and that literally it explains exactly what it is. It explains that the foam is non-toxic, hypoallergenic, grass safe, pet safe, like so. Because that's what most of your questions. If you can answer majority of people's questions before you ever get them on the phone, then that's a lot easier on you.
Then you filter all the crap out and then you just get them on the phone and say, okay, give me your date, give me your time, here's the price, and done and done.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So some things I need to fix with the website then. Sounds good. I like it.
Taylor, you're saying you have a hard time closing them. Why do you think that is? Why are they getting turned off?
So in my market, a lot of my complaints is price.
Price. Okay.
And to them I say that's okay. I'm not the cheapest and I'm okay with that.
No.
But I'm okay with not being the cheapest but yeah, but I don't know. I kind of explained to them what it is. Like I say, okay, so how it works is I show up, I set up, and I make it a little more flowery than that, but that's kind of how the conversation, how it kind of goes. I get general information from them and I tell them, okay, these are the packages I offer. This is what comes with it. And then here's the total price for you. Would you like me to get you booked now, or do you want to, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a yes or yes question for that, but
Well, how about if you say something like, the total price for that'll be $467, but we could do that in 2 payments. You could put half down now, and kind of in their mind show them how they can pay for it, because that's how I do with Bippy's World. I kind of let them know that I require 50% down retainer, the balance, so they kind of in their mind they see $500, $800, $900. But if you kind of tell them, if they have time, of course. If your party's Saturday, we can't work out a payment plan.
Yeah, no, that's paid in full right now.
Yes.
So you guys have talked a lot about how you market, but I'm curious about like what you market. And what I mean by that is, say you go to the movies, you go watch a movie, from one movie to another, it's the same thing, right? I mean, they're selling a movie. But when you go buy popcorn, you got the good, better, best model. So do you guys have different experiences, or is it just one experience where you just add more stuff to it? Like how are you guys marketing that?
So like I had said earlier, I've got the two different, the basic and the heroic. The heroic package, I honestly don't even know what all it includes. I would have to go to the website. But any of y'all can go to my website, foamtasticgoose.com. And like I said, we do bubbles and foam. So that'll kind of show you what all we include, kind of shows you the difference between the two. And another thing, like if I'm on the phone trying to close a client, I know I don't have them yet. I basically throw it out there that we run the party for that hour and a half,
Yes.
whatever. Like basically, we're in charge of the kids to an extent, and then all y'all got to do for that party is presents and cake. We do everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be careful with that,
That's
you know,
the way.
because then they're gonna want you to take care of your kids. Just don't mention it. Just tell them that you're there and you're gonna handle the phone.
Right, but yeah, no, I don't just tell them straight up, "Hey, we're gonna babysit your kids," because no,
Yeah,
but basically, yeah,
people will try to take advantage of it. Oh yeah,
oh for sure.
So
My favorite's at city events where the parents just drop the kids off at the inflatables and run off.
they're like, yeah, the inflatable will take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because like a lot of this equipment you see it in theaters and that kind of stuff, and that's kind of where my background came from, was installing that. And in a theater, you know, you could do Shakespeare or you could do Cats. I mean, they're two totally different experiences where you use the same equipment. So I didn't know if y'all were just doing the same thing and adding more to it, or if you were offering different types of actual parties.
You know what? Although I don't do foam, I am also a clown in Bippy's world. And so what I've added now is I bought the pretty construction cones so that when I'm at a party, I'll like put the cones around my area. And I bought the kids red carpet, the little gold plastic stanchions with the yellow rope to give them a different visual, because any face painter or clown can just come set up. It's an experience. So I offer packages as well in my basic package. And then, of course, there's the all-in package. When people hear things like that, the all-in package, I want that. They just want that because it says, you know, all in, you know. So the heroic bubble package, when you hear that, I want the heroic. They don't forgot about everything else. So yeah, I do offer different packages.
I think I think another thing you're asking is like, what are you marketing? And Carlos said it earlier, you're just marketing fun. That's it. You pay the money to have a professional video made, and you throw a free party. You get the equipment, you throw a free party, and you have someone come film it. And simple as that. And then you put that out on Facebook and just show people, hey, this is fun.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, just show that they're having a great time. And I know that you guys are with Foam Daddy and stuff, but if you guys ever want, in our group, we do like the videos as well. We have them professionally made, and you can download them and use it for your marketing. You know, some of them show the machine, some of them don't, you know, and we have like a team that actually works on getting the videos and the pictures and all that. Some of you guys have been able to download it and put your logos on there and all that. That also helps, you know, put your name out there. So if you don't have it, if you need it, you know, just let me know or let Tariq know, and we'll help you out. I don't care, you know, what company you represent or use or whatever. I think we can all grow this, you know.
Right. That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Chris, which one are you with? I know you said you're not with Foam Daddy. Which one are you with, though?
Who, me?
Chris, yes, or Carlos. I'm sorry, Carlos.
Carlos has his own stuff.
Right behind me. I have my own company that's been doing foam for 6 years, but I also now work with OFX, which is a special effects company that does a whole ton of stuff, but it also does like professional foam cannons. They build them from the ground up and all that stuff. And they've been here in the US, but without US representation for a while. So now I'm the guy. So that's it.
Thank you.
Hey, Dylan, are you using Mango or the Classic?
Both.
Or the
We actually just got Mango in for the first time, our last order. I'm probably gonna stick with it. It's the same price, so yeah, we'll probably just stick with the Mango. It just adds that little extra bit we can sell to a customer of the premium experience we're providing.
Right. Did you come out to convention last year?
No, I was virtual. I'm gonna be there this year.
Yeah. Well, you heard the speech from Michael. how he sells that, right?
I probably did, but I don't remember. I've watched so much since then.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. That's when I first started. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm brand new to the whole game.
So I like to use the mango just because people don't think I'm using Dawn soap.
Right.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe I'll start using mango because I haven't. Didn't seem like it was all that interesting to me, but I was more worried about kids trying to eat it than.
What the heck is mango?
It's a scent.
Mango scented foam.
Oh,
Yeah,
smells.
Foam Daddy has a foam solution that's mango scented.
And it smells tropical.
I would totally eat that.
Yeah.
That's why at the beginning
Without
of
the
every
thrill,
foam
man.
party, we make the announcement for when we go through the rules, and actually this rule is on there twice. Do not eat the foam.
I think
So,
it's
I'll tell
on
you from
every
experience.
foam operator's rules twice. Don't eat the foam, but they never listen.
Yeah, we won't throw Tariq underneath the bus on that one.
I'll tell you from experience, if y'all want to do it in the house, all it takes is a little Dawn in the dishwasher. I made that mistake when I was about 14 and filled the whole house with foam.
Oh man. Dawn in the dishwasher. Guys, this has been great. I know it's we've learned a little bit from everything. That's why I love these. We're learning from people who've actually done this. I've learned a ton. I've taken here some notes, and definitely going to be trying some new stuff. Thank you for everybody who participated. Taylor, Dylan, Carlos, Lane, Zippy.
Yep.
Zippy's World. Thank you. I know you're not in foam, but that's some good sales tips. So thank you guys. Looking forward. Let's keep sharing your wins in the group. I appreciate it. I'm learning a lot. You guys are. It's really good to learn from you guys on how to do this. I'm hoping that foam can be. What I learned is that at some point you can't buy more inflatables. Like you're not. The more you buy, it's like if I buy more inflatables, then they just don't rent the old ones and they rent the new ones. So for me, at the stage that I'm at, is now I've gone deep enough into inflatables that now I have to go wide into adding other services.
Yes.
Yeah, and but I'm very careful as to what I add. I don't just want to add anything that makes money. I've made that mistake before. I've added a bunch of shiny stuff. Foam aligns with what I want is because I can drop it off. The one that we bought, it's drop and go, and I probably won't make as much money as some of the other guys who stay with them, or won't have the flashy stuff. But it's really cool for me. And we got a dunk tank as well this year. Those are the two things that we've kind of tried this year, and they're going well. They're not they're not kicking. We're not making six figures with each, but for a first year, I'm pretty happy. So I've learned a lot from you guys. You guys have seen me poking around in the group. That's what community is about. So thank you everybody for participating and sharing. The latest episode of the Bounce House Bosses podcast just dropped right now. I'll share that link here. It's Diego Uturi. This guy used to work at a grocery store and he finally quit even before he was making a lot of money to go full time. And his story is pretty amazing. You guys should definitely hear it. Maybe soon we'll have a Bounce House Foam Bosses episode with one of you guys that makes the big time. Starts from scratch. I'm sharing that link right now.
Carlos would love to have that.
Carlos, yes, definitely. We'll
yeah, Carlos.
definitely.
But 16%, Tariq, is awesome. I mean, yeah, so I would not beat yourself up over that.
Oh, 16% the close rate?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I don't know how that works for foam. I'm curious if Carlos tracks his numbers, but Taylor, you had asked about sales. I'm very big. Like every week, my office team and I, we sit there and we and we look at the numbers. How many calls did we take, or how many quotes we got versus how many we closed? And if you guys came to the conference in January, Adam Opper told a great story about how he was closing 5 out of 10 and he was having all these problems. And then and somebody told him, dude, you shouldn't really be closing more than 2 out of 10. That's like, that means your price is way too cheap if you're closing 5 out of 10. 2 out of 10 is where you should be. So I just did the math real quick here when Taylor said he wasn't closing. Then we're at about 16%. So that's right about there. And I think Taylor, if you're closing about that much, 15 to 20%, I think that's not a bad place to be.
The only thing I need now, Tyreek, is Event Hawk to be able to handle my foam party business, because going from using Event Hawk to doing everything manually just sucks.
Dude, we could totally do that.
$50
we just need some help
they
from...
can manage. Oh, my bad. I just reached out to him about
handles
this.
my business. Yeah.
It's only 50 something extra bucks a month if they're already running your other stuff.
Yeah, no, Event Hawk handles my business.
You
While
can
I've been talking to you guys, I've been closing a foam party for Friday with Event Hawk, so it's like the
Well, then it's time to
conversations
get
and
Event Hawk
everything.
up and running with my
Yeah.
foam party business because doing this manually sucks.
No,
well,
manually, please no.
well, Carlos, maybe next time we can do something where you show us how you use, because I don't know. I mean, again, I haven't. Event Hawk is one tool in your arsenal, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys do, but it all depends on how you use it. So
Mhm.
you're right, Taylor. We haven't built it for foam parties, but we totally can. And I'm using Inflatable Office, but if Carlos is having success in a different way, I'd love to hear that. You can. I don't know if you guys saw the foam site, the foam micro sites that we built. But here, let me show you guys this real quick. I know we're supposed to wrap up, but this is this is my next step. Like this is so if you go, this is my website here. And I'm very much against creating a whole nother website. I've done that before. I had 3 websites. I had one for tents, one for bounce houses, one for photo booths. It was a nightmare. Yeah, I had 3 different Google My Businesses. I split my reviews. It was really, really tough to manage. So what I found is best is to create a microsite. I did it for tents, where I have just like a 1-page website for our tents. And it's super ugly and super, but you guys have no idea how much this page makes me. It is insane. This ugly page we absolutely, we cannot have enough tents. We crush it with tents. This is significantly boosting my business. So this year I tried something with foam, and I'm still learning it. We just have to tweak it, but this is my foam microsite. You can't even tell that we have bounce houses. This video is courtesy of Carlos and OFX. We have our reviews here. I didn't have to start from scratch. I have 950. We have over 1,000 reviews actually with Facebook, but now they don't know if these reviews are from foam or, you guys can see my screen, right? Sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know if these reviews are from foam or bound. They don't care, frankly. It's one company. And that's one of the reasons I don't want a separate Google business profile. And then it's just me. I'm not, there's more than one way to do things. But the way that we have it is like this. They fill out, hey, I have a birthday party. Here's my date. I don't know if you're using something like this, Taylor, but this is how we've been doing.
Yeah, the lead capture, and then I get an
Yeah.
email
And then
saying, hey, this
we
is
we
what it
talk to
is.
them from there. What you could do is you could have the whole thing where they can book right here, where they can just click here and it takes them to the, book for the thing. But I prefer to talk to people because, like you said, they have the questions, this, that, and we
That's
do we really like to talk to people about things. And our close rate is 16%, which we just need more people to get to this page. That's that's the stage that we're at.
you're getting 275 for a drop off.
Yeah, these are our prices.
I'm getting ripped off.
You ain't lying. Man, I wish I lived in the city so bad.
We're not in the city. We're in the suburbs, but yeah, we just. I mean, I could make up whatever they don't. There's not. That's the benefit, I guess, of not having another company. I actually delivered to a lady, and it was the 2 events that we did so far were a daycare and a school, and both of them are. The first one said that our prices, she booked with us because we were cheaper than everybody else. I'm like, really? So they got it for 2 hours. It was 375, and she's like, yeah, the other guy wanted 500 for for 2 hours or whatever. I'm like, man, maybe I got to go up. But again, here's the thing. Maybe I'm that guy that's cheaper. Maybe I'm the guy that's ruining the market. I don't know it, right? I'm still learning, but the other guy probably stays with the equipment. I don't. She doesn't know that. And that's where you have to, it's just different for each person how you sell it. And right now I have the benefit. I seem like the low baller maybe to that guy. Who knows?
I think at some point, at least with the bounce house side of things, I'll offer a drop and go option because in Utah that tends to be one of the main objections I get is they don't want anything extra. They just want us to leave them the equipment.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, labor is the biggest cost. But Taylor, if you want to take me up on the offer, you show me whatever the best software is out there for foam. I'll friggin' build it. I haven't. I won't do that for other things because I don't have it. But if this is something that aligns with my business, I'm not. Money's great, but I'm at a
honestly,
stage.
I just want the snippets for foam. That's all I really want. I want the snippets off of the text service to streamline my conversations with people so that
You
I'm
can
not having
create
to
them.
manually type out everything every single conversation because they really are the same conversation over and over again.
You can create your own snippets.
I know. I just haven't sat down and done it.
Carlos, get us those snippets, bro. Since you're doing well with Event Hawk, get us those Event Hawk templates.
If someone has some snippets that they can forward me and I can just plug them into Event Hawk, fantastic. Let's do it.
I have
Yeah.
the snippets, but like mine are, they're like they're a little weird because I do foam experiences and I do party experiences. So I do like
Okay.
the party ones are like without foam and the other ones are with foam, but you know, I can send you the stuff. It's no, you know, I just sat down one day and for a few hours I just went over, you know, how I talk to people and blah 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 blah. So yeah, I don't know how to do it. How do I send snippets?
If you
Honestly, if you just want to copy and paste them, I'll do the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Copy and paste on a document or
Okay.
a Word document or a
Alright.
Google Doc, and then you can just share the link.
This is Tom's website here. Tom, did we build this or did you get it built with something else?
No, I did it myself.
Those pictures look super familiar though.
Yeah, I know,
good.
fella.
HD. And is this with Inflatable Office?
Yes.
Okay, so they could book straight with Inflatable Office. Gotcha.
Hey, are you out of Greenville? Yep.
Yes, I am.
I see you all the time on that.
Tom's
Oh,
a
wait.
newbie and you're seeing him all the time. Awesome, Tom. That's a big compliment.
Wait, are you at the same location?
That's awesome,
I'm
Tom.
in Sulphur Springs.
Ah, okay. Well, hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I didn't know you was there. Okay.
Making a mark. All right, guys, we got to wrap up. I just dropped the new episode of the podcast, and I dropped the link to OFX. Carlos, thank you for joining. If anybody's interested in hooking up with Carlos to get some prices on some of the equipment that he has, I can vouch for the guy. Super responsive as far as the service is great. I've used the machine twice and had no problems. I really appreciate the links, man. He made it really easy to set everything up for the first time. You guys, I was freaking out. I was on Facebook a little bit, but Carlos made it super easy. He's got a group. So thank you, Carlos. If anybody's interested in hooking up with Carlos, he gives out a lot of free content. He's got a whole Facebook group and all that for this stuff. I hope we get to do this again, guys. Keep crushing it with foam. Head on over to the podcast. Watch. We have it on YouTube. We have it on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. So head on over there and I'll see you guys in the comments. I just shared that link, or it's just eventhawk360.com/podcast. And we'll see you guys on the next round.
Wait. What is Carlos' Facebook group?
OHFX Community USA.
You want to put the
Thank
link?
Like what you see behind me, OHFX Community USA. Just request or join, and I let anybody in.
Cool. Thanks, Tyreek.
All right, guys.
You're welcome, guys. Here, I'll put the link here. These links are going to be gone as soon as we shut off. So give another 20 seconds and it will shut off. I just shared that link.
Is that my group?
That's the group. Yep. It should be.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I don't even know my group. So, but I'm always in there sharing stuff. So
Thank you.
guys, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
The Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup tonight.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your night. This was awesome. See you guys on the next one.
Yep. See y'all later.